When Daren Sammy was appointed West Indies white ball captain, some of the words that greeted his appointment were insularity, favoritism, cronyism, nepotism, and the list goes on and on and on. I remember going to a SDC match in Manchester in the central part of Jamaica. At that match, there were some persons from Montego Bay who was vehement that Sammy should not have been the white ball coach. I stated then that I would not have appointed Sammy as the coach of the West Indies white ball team. However, Sammy's appointment was a presidential selection, and I strongly believe that whosoever the president wants to be the white ball coach of the West Indies cricket team, he should get his choice. And from that perspective, I have no issue with the appointment as Sammy. For if Sammy failed, the president must resign. For clearly, he was not in the top 5 at the interview. When I look at that West Indies team played yesterday, however, I saw a team that was playing for the coach. It leaves no doubt in my mind that these guys believe in their coach and they will do anything possible to win the match. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. I'm glad to have you here. I'm also glad that I could be here. Now, when was the last time you witnessed a West Indies team recover from 54 for 4 to win a cricket match? After the first 2 overs, West Indies were 7 without loss. England having won the toss and asked them to bat on a tricky pitch in Grenada. But then in the 3rd over, it was as if Brandon King said, enough is enough. He hit Halley for 2 sixes in that 3rd over. And then Myers started the 4th over by hitting 2 fours. And by the time that Myers top edge 1 to cover and was out caught off the 5th over 5.3 overs, West Indies were 43 for 1. But then Curran out the way Curran usually out. Adil Rashid float up a googly wide outside his off stump and he tried to hit it over mid wicket or over wide long on and he was caught at long on. Then Shai Hope should have been on the front foot but was on the back foot. But I'll come to more of the Shai Hope dismissal. And then another beautiful googly from Rashid got the wicket of Ekmaya caught at first slip. It was a soft dismissal. But then King, in a classical and majestic style, he proceeded to anchor the innings and he made a splendid 82 of 52 deliveries. His 8 fours and 5 sixes helped propel the West Indies to 177 for 7 of their 20 overs. Ravmon Powell, the captain, stood up. He made a brilliant 50 from only 28 deliveries. In the 16th over of the West Indies innings, bowled by Sam Curran. And may I remind you that Sam Curran was the player, yes, the player of the entire 2022 T20 World Cup. He was the player of the tournament. I'm saying it again so that sinking. And in the 16th over bowled by Sam Curran, Powell, who in his innings hit 3 fours and 5 sixes, 4 of those 6s came up in that 16th over by Sam Curran. It added momentum to the West Indies innings. And although I think the West Indies should have gotten a few more, because I believe that in the last 3 overs, the batsmen never held their shape and watched the ball as closely as they should, because they continue to swing from the hip. And I think if that never happened, West Indies would have gotten a few more. However, 176 and that pitch was always going to prove a difficult total. And Gudakesh Motie, he answered the call. For a long time, persons believed that both he and Hosein could not play together, but they dismissed that myth comprehensively yesterday. As Hosein, 4 overs, yielded only 9 runs and he got a wicket. But Hosein, as consistently as ever, he controlled the power play, and yet again he got a wicket for the West Indies in the power play when he had the England captain dismissed. Hosein remains one of our most consistent T20 bowler, and he did well again yesterday. But we must also mention the 19th over that was bowled by Jason Holder. With England needing 31 runs to win of 2 overs, the 19th over was always going to be important. And although the first delivery, I think, went for 6, Holder pegged it back in that 19th over, got a wicket, and conceded less than 10 runs. It was now over to Andre Russell to bowl the final over. By then, the West Indies was almost sure to win. Alzarri Joseph picked up 3 wickets in 3 for 39, which was also showing that Alzarri Joseph is the real wicket taker in this team. He may be expensive at times, but he continues to get wickets. There are 2 things that I want to point out in this match. Once again, for the second consecutive match, Mayers did not bowl an over. And I hope that remains the same way. We cannot have Myers opening the bowling. We must only use Myers if all the bowlers are going for runs and we cannot stem the flow. Then we try him for an over and see if he can do something different. That's the only time we should use Myers. The other thing I want to talk about was the dismissal of Shai Hope. And this is not a criticism of Shai Hope to say that he cannot bat or so on. It is not that. I'm saying this because I hope he will hear and it will help him to improve on his batting. If you look at those 2 pictures on the screen, the one on the right was his dismissal in the second ODI. The one on the left was his dismissal in the second T20. On both occasions, it was a leg spinner bowling. Now, look at Hope. You can see that Hope is watching the ball cleanly. His eyes are on the ball. His head is in the right position. So why did he get bowled on both occasions? In my opinion, it appears that Hope have decided that he's going to play the spinner off the back foot. He's going to read the spinner off the pitch. For if you look at those 2 deliveries, they were pitched up deliveries. If you bowl those deliveries to someone like Brandon King or Ravmon Powell, I believe that they would hit them for 6. Those are full deliveries. He should be on the front foot playing them. But he has made a conscious decision, which nothing wrong with that. He's clear in his thought that I am going to play the spinners off the back foot. Look at his right foot. You will see how deep his right foot is in the crease on both occasions. And if you look at his left foot, you will see that they are just in front of the popping crease. That means you have said that I'm going to play the spinner off the pitch. But twice now, he has been beaten off the pitch because the bowlers are pitching up that delivery to him and bowling it a little faster, and he has been beaten off the pitch trying to read the spin of the ball off the pitch. What I would say to Shai Hope is that he must start read the spinner from out of the hand. He must start read the spinner from out of the wrist. And this doesn't have to happen in a match, because with all the technology available, Cricket West Indies has an analyst. And these are the data that I hope the analyst will be providing to the player, where he will go and he will watch and see how Ahmed is bowling the different deliveries. And he will watch those clips over and over and over and over again and see how the bowler is letting go of the ball and what happened when the bowler let go of the ball. And that's what Shai Hope probably need to do. We saw Mark Waugh in the early 2000s and late 90s used to play the spinner off the pitch, and he did a very good job at it. So to make a conscious decision to play the spinner off the pitch instead of out of the wrist, nothing is wrong with it. But now that he has been beaten twice off the pitch, I think that he just needs to evolve that techniques. Spend some time watching these replays. Spend some time watching what the bowler is doing with his wrist, and so that he'll now able to pick those deliveries from the wrist instead of off the pitch. Before I come to your comment, with the next match coming up tomorrow, I decided I was contemplating what would be the playing 11 for tomorrow's match. Now, Romario Shepherd never played in this match. And we would all agree that after his performance in the first match, followed up his play of the series against India in the last T20 tournament, Romario Shepherd is a sure pick in this team. And so we agree on that Shepherd should be a sure pick. And I was discussing this with Vincent Gray, who he and I studied cricket at Michael together. And there was also another person that I was speaking to. I think it was Andre. And the general feeling was one, probably Shepherd should come in for Edmire. The reason, he will not be doing any worse than Edmire with the bat, and he would add a 6 bowling option. Now, the other reason was that play the same team, which is a winning team. Now, those 5 bowlers who are playing in that match, the 5 bowlers, that is Motie, Hosein, Russell, Holder, and Joseph, they will know that Shepherd deserves his game in the team, and all 5 of them better perform. For if they don't perform, Shepherd will be there to take their game. So that was the other reason point. Whether to play Shepherd for Edmire or stick with the same team and put pressure on the bowlers to perform, knowing that Shepherd is waiting to get back his game. In the end, I decided that I will go with the same team. I would have said that since Edmire have made 61 in the 4th T20 against India from 38 deliveries, and he failed in the 2 previous innings of this series, I would still give him 1 more innings to come good. So I would stick with my same team. Many would want Edmire to be dropped, and they have good reasons, very good reasons for that. But I'm basing my retention of the same team based on the fact that Edmire made 61 against India 3 innings ago. But this, if he doesn't come good tomorrow, this will be his final chance for now. Finally, and just give me a minute here. On Sunday, West Indies released the name of the retained players. Now, Holder, Curran, and Myers did not accept the retainer contract. There was a lot of criticism in some quarters. And my position is this: without further information, I cannot criticize the three players. I cannot say yay or nay. One perspective is this, and this is where Cricket West Indies probably not probably, but should explain. They awarded 14 retainer contracts to the male senior team. If Myers, Holder, and Curran had taken their contract, would it be 17 players? Or was it going to be 14 whatsoever happened? Because if it was going to be 14, maybe we should be praising Curran, Myers, and Holder for not accepting the contract. For if it is 14 and those three had accepted the contract, maybe there would be no contract for Carty, Atanase, and Ford. So until we have enough information, it could be that what Holder, Myers, and Curran did was very good. Thank you for tuning in. I will now take your comments. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the show. Please remember to slash a like on the video and click on the subscribe button. And remember, if you want to go to the World Cup matches in the Caribbean, you must click on the link below and register to go to the Caribbean. Good afternoon, Mr. Casanova. Thank you, sir. I tried my best. Michael Douglas, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Merrick. Michael Douglas is saying, both of Rashid wicket wasn't a googly. Watch it again closely. Even the commentators talk about it. Both of his wicket to the left-handers was actually not the googly. Now, Michael Douglas, I would need to watch that again, but in my opinion, they were. Are you saying that Edmeyer just deliberately play within the line? No. Holder only conceded 4 runs. Thank you. He never conceded any boundary. Thank you for that. It was Russell who conceded the boundary. Good afternoon, Mary Fagan is saying, congratulations to my team, West Indies. Thumbs up to my team and super proud of you all. John Gotti. Sammy have nothing to do with the team performance. It is a team that stepped up to their performance under the captaincy, Ravmon Powell. I do not have any issue with you expressing your opinion, John Gotti. You're entitled to your opinion, and you may well be right, but you may also well be wrong. Very proud, and you may well be wrong. And true talk. Marie Fagan is saying true talk. Is saying true talk. Okay. Real talk. Thank you. And Mr. Casanova, Hope was way back in his crease like Atanase, and it is so frustrating to watch. And that's the point I'm making, Mr. Casanova, is that because Hope was so back in his crease because he have decided to play those deliveries off his back foot instead of playing it off his front foot, because those deliveries, if you look back at them, they were clearly pitched up and could have been hit for 6. Look at those two deliveries. They could have easily been hit for 6 if he came onto the front foot. But rightly or wrongly, you have made the decision to play the spinners off the back foot. And so that was the case. And so I appreciate that. John Gotti said, agree with you, Shepherd for Russell. Okay, so those are all opinions. Big up yourself, Christopher Bristol. Bobby Brown is saying Shepherd for Russell. Okay, so a number of persons. But Russell was the man of the match in the first T20 International. So would you drop a player after being the man of the match in the first T20 International? I don't think dropping Russell, you could not justifiably drop Russell and don't drop Edmire. So it's not justified. Russell was the player of the match in the first T20 international. So after failing in one match, I don't think you should drop him for that. If Romario Shepherd is coming into the team, it will be Edmire who will have to go out, in my opinion. Astronomy 85 is saying, which West Indies players are going to have big buys in the 2024 IPL? We don't know that as yet. I have not given it any thought. Can you tell me your position on it, Astronomy? Tell me your position on it. Great job, West Indies. I am proud of you guys. Continue working hard and make us proud. Yes. And Bobby Brown is saying, mayors and holders are baggage, and Curran will never get to his true potential. So Bobby Brown is hitting very, very hard. Respect to you too, Murray Fagan. Respect to you. Drop both Russell and Edmire. So you think we should drop both Russell and Edmire? Only person who may be dropped would be Edmire. But who comes in? Shepherd, or so we do with Rutherford. If Edmire is leaving the team, I will definitely bring in Shepherd. But as I said, I would give Edmire another game. Thank you, Marie Fagan. I appreciate it. Sammy, people too in a hurry to drop players. Don't you all understand the new coach? People get food, good opportunities. Let the team second nicely and play freely. Yes, but I agree with you, but the team is not in a position to carry any baggage. And players need to step up. They cannot be failing match after match, and we expect them to continue. But I have come to the decision, Sammy, this is my position, that I will play the same 11 for the match that is coming up. I realized that I do not see him on the bench, and I'm wondering if he was. I have no release from CWI saying that he is no longer. Maybe someone would have heard whether he's still the coach or not. Edmire is a complete waste of time. He can only take catches. He hasn't produced any runs except one half century against India. It is 3 matches ago, John Gotti. It is really not some time ago. It's 3 matches ago. We could win the T20 World Cup. Jupiter Saturn, that thought crossed my mind yesterday evening, that this team, which has a far way to go, this team is playing good, and there is a lot of room for improvement. And there's some really low-hanging fruit, because this team will improve its performance by 10% if all the players get fit. Just get very, very fit. It will immediately improve their performance by 10%. And if we get all the players fit, we have a very, very good chance of winning this World Cup. This team is not an easy team to beat. Hope playing on the back foot to the big spinners is flirting with danger. Is with danger. However, the man has a good head on his shoulder. Thank you for your opinion, Frank Kwame. How is it in England today? Is it cold? SOS Music is saying, Russell should play come good next game. Okay, so we all have our opinions here, and there's nothing wrong with giving your opinion. The issue is that when you think that your opinion is right and another man's opinion is wrong, we are all entitled to our opinions. We are all entitled to it. Are we waiting for West Indies to lose then to drop Edmire? Now, the thing about it, Tyrone Murrell, if West Indies had lost the match, definitely you would drop Edmire. There's no doubt about that. He would have been dropped. But because you won the match, you will give him one more match. But I have no doubt in my mind that I would have dropped him if we had lost the match. And so Sammy St. Ellen is saying, I agree with you, same 11. Let's give Etty one more game. He will come good. Okay, Sammy St. Ellen. Why them never drop Holder instead of Shepherd? No, CLE, you need to follow the cricket, you know. You need to follow the cricket. You need to follow the cricket, CLE. You need to follow the cricket, right? It is clearly said that Shepherd had a nigger in the knee. After this performance by King, 12, Hosein 14, and Joseph 14 and Hosein, they sure will be in the top 10 ICE rankings. It is probably astronomy. We're going to look at the next update of that ranking. Jelani Hope is saying, being consistent is our biggest problem. We need to have at least 3 players who will give result every game consistently. And we need players to deliver in every game. And that is why we have 11. So Jelani Hope, very good comment that we need to be more consistent. Remember, Sober said 95% of cricket is played from your shoulder up. Sammy is playing his part. Remember, Russell, read the pitch well in the first T20 and share that information with Shepherd. Wayne Grudge, yes, thank you for your comment. And so SOS is saying, rest Myers next game and open with Curran and King. Bring in Rutherford. So that's another opinion That's another opinion there being expressed. There is no way Holder should play over Shepherd. Thank you all for your opinion. It was a pleasure being here. And please join us tomorrow for the live watch along starting at 12:25. I do not know what point some person's trying to prove, but it is not necessary because this is not about proving a point, but it's about discussing West Indies cricket. Until then, have a great day, everyone, and see you tomorrow.